Hey guys, today we have a 2026 Mercedes-Maybach SL680. So in the current generation Mercedes SL came out, it only was available as AMG models. We have the SL43, 55, 63, and apparently Mercedes customers, especially those who buy Maybachs, were demanding a luxury roadster that's comfort-oriented, not really a sporty vehicle. So what Maybach did is they took the SL63 and worked on improving it to soften it up, make it more luxurious and stand out even more than the regular SL. Pricing starts at $225,000, so that's a lot of money and can go up to $250,000. Our tester sits at around $243,000 with a couple of options checked, including this manufacturer Surf Blue non-metallic paint, which costs $9,900. Another option on our tester is the hood with Maybach logos everywhere. I don't know how many of those there are, but as you can tell, they're different size and they're all over the place. Speaking of the hood, we can get different variations of it. You can either have it color matched, you can have it in black, or with Maybach logos all around. That's also very characteristic to Maybachs, this line going across the hood, and classic Mercedes star. We have a dedicated grille for the Maybach and more Maybach logos everywhere. Rose gold accents in headlights, monoblock rims, which look just amazing. They're 21-inch, wrapped in Pirelli P0s, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but they get the job done in a GT like that. 275/35 up front, 305/30 in the back, so it is a staggered setup. Compared to the regular SL, we also have more chrome elements, and this thing has a presence. If you're a shy person, you're not gonna like it because it draws people attention. All right, let's quickly pop the hood, see what's happening in there. We have flush door handles, like in recent Mercedes models. And the hood graciously opens. What powers this thing is the same thing that you can find in the SL63. So it's a 4-liter twin-turbo V8, which makes 577 horsepower, 590 pound-feet of torque. The 0 to 60 in around 4 seconds. The power goes down to all wheels via a 9-speed multi-clutch transmission. The whole powertrain was retuned for the Maybach to soften it up, make it easier to drive. It's a lot smoother, less jerky and clunky, so that's a very good thing. It's a hot V layout, so we have turbos sitting right here, and powertrain is just amazing, super smooth, and at the same time, very torquey and responsive. Let's get a quick look inside. I'm gonna drop the top in a second. More Maybach logos on the soft top. The front seats are extremely comfortable. They offer lots of adjustments, including thigh support, bolsters. They are heated, cooled, and have massage mode for the backrest, not for the cushion down here. Flower pattern, more Maybach logos, and the air scarf system, which will blow hot air on colder days. And I've driven Mercedes convertibles in cooler weathers. It can be 50 degrees outside. You turn the heat on, heated seats, drop the top, have the air scarf on, and it's just an amazing experience. Let's start this thing up.
Hello, test driver.
And we can drop the top. There are 2 buttons, one for top down, one for top up, and just hold it. The whole operation takes around 15 seconds, and you can do it up to 37 miles an hour. And just like that, we're experiencing the beautiful weather in New Jersey. We can also drop all 4 windows if you have the all function activated, and the interior is truly special and even more luxurious than what you find in the regular SL. Lots of leather everywhere, metal elements. The steering wheel has that piano black, real wood and fits very nicely in your hands. The only gripe that I have with this cabin is this center console area, which you would think would be an actual piano black wood, but it's all plastic. It's gonna get scratched very easily. But it looks nice and you truly feel very special. I don't know how to feel about the white carpets. That's why I'm wearing white shoes, because you'll get them dirty pretty soon. All right, let's quickly get out of the way and we're gonna continue our interior impressions. Thanks to the four-wheel steering system, it's super easy to maneuver this. When it comes to technology, we have dedicated graphical interface for the Maybach. You can obviously go back to the classic view or change the stuff that the gauge cluster displays, but I've been keeping it on this Maybach UI because it just looks and feels special. You don't see it every day. We have MBUX on board, which works great. Takes some time to get used to it because we have plenty of customizations. But once you figure it out, you'll be very happy. Easy to control climate features, some physical controls down below. And you can also adjust the angle of the display. If the sun's hitting it, you can change the angle to see what's going on there. The storage is nothing crazy. We do have 2 cup holders, 2 USB-C ports, and a wireless charger. Some storage under the armrest where you can fit your shades, wallet, keys, additional USB-C ports, and some extra storage in the glove box. The Maybach variant doesn't get rear seats, which in the SL are useless anyways. Instead, we have this storage area wrapped in leather where you can keep your items, and to give it that roadster look, that area has also been covered up with a small window. Let's take a quick walk around with the top down and just admire this design, unless you think it's totally tacky and unnecessary. We do have a deployable rear wing to improve aerodynamics at higher speeds, and the trunk isn't anything crazy. It's an SL at the end of the day, but you can maybe fit 1 suitcase and a duffel bag in it if you need. There's a 12-volt socket, subwoofer for the Burmester 3D sound system, which sounds very, very nicely. And obviously the trunk is power operated. Why would you even bother closing the trunk and reaching for the handle? Let me know what you guys think about the design. It's growing on me. I do like the design of the new SL680, especially in silver paint and red interior, that classic German sport look. But this gets the job done, and I would love to go to Monaco and just drive around the coastline, enjoying life. Well, we're not in Monaco today, but we're gonna enjoy beautiful back roads of New Jersey. We have multiple drive modes to choose from. There's a dedicated Maybach mode, which softens everything up to the max, and that also includes throttle inputs, brake pedal, and steering. Makes it feel much more comfortable. There's your regular comfort mode, sport, and individual, which allows you to customize different things like the powertrain, responsiveness, suspension setup, or steering. You would think that there would be more customizations in a car that's so technologically advanced, but honestly, that's all you need in it. You can put it in Maybach mode first and see what it's like to drive it. It's super smooth when you take off, and in some scenarios the car is gonna start in second gear to give you as smooth of an acceleration as possible. It also feels like the engine map changes a little bit. It has plenty of low end torque, so I'm like 50% of the throttle in right now, and that torque just keeps this thing moving, and you can do it very graciously and smoothly. Let's roll the windows up to minimize wind noise and wind buffeting, which isn't bad, but I was expecting a little bit better from Maybach. What do I mean? I drove the LC500 a few weeks ago, and in that car you could do 80 miles an hour without any issues, zero wind getting inside the cabin. Here, above 65, 70, you feel a cool breeze. It's nothing annoying, but if you have long hair, it's gonna mess it up, so have a clippy, whatever, just to keep it together. I was expecting a very luxury-oriented experience, almost like an S-Class Maybach or GLS Maybach-like, but that's not necessarily the case. The ride can get a little busy and crashy, especially driving around crappy New Jersey roads. But the good advantage of that setup, if you can call it an advantage, is that it handles pretty well. It's not an AMG model, so you're not gonna have plenty of fun in it, but gives you that fun factor that you are expecting at the end of the day from a roadster. Super, super fast. You can feel the weight. Mercedes put more deadening materials in it and did some other tricks to make it as luxurious as possible, but it still drives very, very well, and it's quick. That's exactly what you want in a GT like that. You care about straight line speed, you want it to be fast, quick, responsive, and that's what the SL680 offers. We can put it into sport mode to see what this thing is capable of. The beauty of haptic buttons. Get out of this. Give me a sport mode, manual mode. Let's see if it's gonna auto upshift for you. Yeah, that's the first thing that indicates that this is a Maybach. We don't have full control over transmission, so it is gonna auto upshift, and even in some cases in sport mode go back into drive, but I'm totally fine with that. I don't want to drive this thing competitively, just want to have a little bit of fun and feel what it's like. So what is it like? Well, there is noticeable understeer. You're not gonna be able to mask all that weight, especially the weight that sits up front from the engine, but the rear axle steering helps with rotation a little bit, and the smart torque distribution from the all-wheel drive system also helps, and it's pretty engaging. There is noticeably more lean and body roll compared to the SL63, but that's what you expect. What matters is there is a good amount of mechanical grip, and in places like that, this is a super fun vehicle to drive with. We get a little louder exhaust, the valve opens up, and that V8 doesn't sound too bad. Also, the transmission calibration is noticeably different compared to other SLs. It's less clunky, more refined, not really jerky. Maybe doesn't have the snappiness, but I'm totally fine with that. It takes a while to react to the commands via paddle shifters. Again, no issues with that whatsoever, because the engine is super responsive and has so much torque that it doesn't really bother you. And just like that, super, super fast. All right, let's slow down here. There's a straight road coming up, and launch this thing from 0 to 60. We don't have launch control on board. Unlike in AMG models, just gonna brake torque it. And it's quick. Again, doesn't feel as quick as the SL63, but it provides plenty of fun. All right, we're gonna go back into Maybach mode and just cruise around and enjoy the beautiful weather we have today. Wind buffeting isn't bad at all, and I'm really glad that I got to experience this thing. Really hard to tell exactly what I feel. You have to drive one of those cars, smell the leather inside, feel all materials, everything that you touch, interact with, feel those seats. It's truly, truly an amazing vehicle. Now the problem is there are strong competitors in the segment, right? For less money, and by less I mean over $100,000, you can get the Lexus LC500. And that's my favorite GT ever built, so I wouldn't even consider the Maybach SL680. But there's also a Bentley Continental GTC. If you have even more money, you get the Rolls-Royce convertibles, right? You have Porsche 911 if you want to get something sporty. So this is a niche product, and I think Mercedes built it because of their loyal customers that wanted to get something like that. I mean, the Maybach brand, since it was resurrected in early 2000s and then re-entered the market in 2015, 16, has been pretty successful. I see a good amount of them on the road. So they did something right here. All right, let's pull over here and end this video. Oh, we can get a cool pose. Park and brake. Shut this thing off. Super nice GT to drive. I would love to take it on a very long Euro road trip, see how it does on autobahns. Who knows, maybe one day that'll happen. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say about this thing. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. If you have any questions, drop a comment. I'll be more than happy to answer them. When I hit the back road, have a little bit more fun in it, so stick around if you want to see that. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you all later.